Welcome back to part 2 of this multiplayer game tutorial series, where I'll show you how to make a multiplayer game. In the last part, we actually set up most of the foundation for the game, as well as the sort of SwiftUI stuff, sorry. And in this part, we'll be making up the menu or sort of the game view stuff, so we have all the game interface. And then in the next part, I'll jump straight into the GameKit functionality. So hopefully this section shouldn't take too long because we're only talking about one file or one view that we're going to make. So let's create the view. So game view. Let's start with that and let's get straight in. Shouldn't be too hard. All right, let's start off with the boilerplate stuff. So we need a match manager, observed object, to store our match manager object from beforehand. And then, of course, you need to add this placeholder for our previews, like so. We also are going to add two state variables, just locally within this view. This will be our drawing guess. This is so for when we're guessing, the text field requires a sort of different property to store the guess in. So that's why we're adding one, and we're also going to add another one for the eraser, if the eraser is enabled. So when we're drawing, we can have an eraser. Okay, cool. I'm also going to create a function actually called makeGuess. We're going to do nothing currently, but it is also something that we will use later on. So submit the guess. In other words, send it to the other device to check if it's correct or not. Okay, so for the body, for the main beef of this thing, we're going to put in a Z stack so we can layer things on top of each other. So it's going to be a bit different. So the background isn't going to be a modifier like in the menu view where we have like, let's see, this background here and ignore safe area. This is going to be layered differently because we do have a keyboard which will push stuff up. So we only really want the text field down the bottom to be pushed up when the keyboard is opened, which is why we're sort of laying things out a bit differently. We'll start off with the geometry reader, and this is actually what also helps us with keeping the some of the content stationary when the keyboard is opened. It's a weird quirk, and it took me forever to figure this out. So, well, there you have it. I figured this out for you, so it's a good thing. So we're gonna have a match manager. Just check if we're in the game. Another ternary operator. So if we are in the game, we'll have the drawer. Not in the game, sorry. Currently drawing. So if we're currently drawing, we'll have the drawer BG. Otherwise, we will have the guesser BG. Let's make this resizable. We'll make this scale to fill. Also ignore safe area, and I have a bit of a scale effect, 1.1, to remove that tiny little sliver down the bottom. Sorry, scale effects. Did I say scale effects or scale to fit? I don't exactly know. I kind of forgot. Anyways, there we go. And we're gonna add a V stack. This will be the place where we put in the drawing view, the top bar, and also the past guesses. We're gonna split this off into different variables, by the way. It just makes it a bit easier. So we're gonna have a top bar be of some view, just like the content. And this will be where we can store the, essentially just score, the button, and some score, and the button, the score, the amount of time left, and also a quit button. So we're going to create a Z stack. Gonna give this Z stack a bit of a padding in advance, and then we'll create a H stack. Now the reason why I'm adding a Z stack in this case is because we have the two buttons, or button and also the timer, and then we have this the score text in the middle. Now we don't really want the score text to be pushed around by the buttons and text, so we're going to isolate it in the Z stack. just so it can stay straight in the center. You'll see what I mean later. So we have a button. First of all, let's have Xcode fill that stuff in, and then let's add another to-do. Oh, sorry, almost a Python comment. I've been doing a bit of Python lately for robotics, but let's for a button, let's disconnect from the game. That's the quit button. Just adding all of these to-dos just so we can come back and fill these in later on. For our label, we're gonna have an image we have an image which is we have an image which is a system name image, and this is a bit of a doozy. It's an arrow shape dot turn dot up dot left dot circle dot fill, and this will create a our like backwards symbol. I'll show you. Let me add the top bar into VStack just by doing this, and you can see if you let me zoom in just like so you can see easily. Maybe you can't see it easily. Okay, in this middle here, yeah, you can see this blue sort of dot, and that's the SF symbol, which has a long name. We'll make this a large image, and we can actually treat this like a font, interestingly enough. And then we can tint this with our color, and this actually depends on the on whether or not we're currently drawing. So if we're currently drawing, we will have a primary yellow color. Otherwise, we will have a primary purple color. And by the way, this conditional and ternary stuff is all inside the color constructor, just because we're just selecting a certain name. And that's just about it. So I'm gonna add a bit of, no, I'm gonna add nothing to this currently. I'm gonna add a bit of a spacer, a bit useful. And we're gonna create a label. And then we'll give this the remaining time. So match manager dot remaining time. This will have 100 by default, if I'm not wrong. And for our system image, we'll do clock.fill. This name is a bit less complicated. And there you go, clock and 100. That's all good. Bold. We'll make this title 2 font, just make it a bit bigger. And then we will give this a foreground color of, well, basically the same thing. So copy, paste. And there you go, there you have it. And that is it. Now, let's ignore the fact that it's like right next to the edges for now. And actually, should we ignore it? Yeah, let's ignore it for now. We can get back to it later. Now, let's create a Z stack again. So this is going to be our drawing view and also the eraser, which will be overlaid on top. So, drawing view. Let's skip this for now. Actually, yeah, okay. Let's do the drawing view. New file. We're starting off with a new file. I kind of lied when I said that we're only going to work on one file, but no, we're making 2 files. My bad. So drawing view. I'm so despicable. I said it was going to be only one file in this part. I lied. I'm so mean. No, it's fine. Hopefully you don't mind it too much. Actually, this is not a SwiftUI view per se. But it is a good constructor. So I'm going to import PencilKit. It's a good template, I mean. So drawing view. This will actually be a UI view representable. In this case, we will have a canvas view. And we'll set this to a PK canvas view. And then observed object, we'll get the match manager, which is a match manager, and then a binding variable called eraser enabled, which is cool. So binding normally lets us be able to be able to change the actual eraser in the parent view, but in this case, the binding is kind of required because that's how I'm able to update the drawing view. Again, another quirk of SwiftUI, and you don't really need to worry about it for now. So we need to actually create a state variable. It has to be a static variable because this is a preview. And we're going to set this to false. I can type false. And then eraser with a $sign symbol. Okay, just something quick and simple. Don't need to think too much about it. What else do we need? Yeah, okay. Let's do the actual important stuff, make and update UI view. So make UI view is where we can create our UI view. Let's replace some UI view with our PK canvas view or PencilKit canvas view. Makes it a bit more specific, so it's easy to read. And same with this thing here. Instead of UI view type, we have PK canvas view. And so for our canvas view, we're going to set our drawing policy to any input. So we can use either an Apple Pencil for the iPad or just our finger. Canvas view dot tool. We'll set this to our PK inking tool. In other words, it's pen. So our pen with our color, so it's called to black, and we'll set the width to 5. And that's all good. We need to set the delegate of the canvas view so we can actually check if the canvas view drawing updates. Let's do that in a second, but for the time being, we'll set the canvas view is user interaction enabled to match manager, not math again, currently drawing. And then we'll return that canvas view. Cool. And then this update UI view is where we can actually update the canvas view if we receive a new drawing, for instance, or if something changes, like we become the drawer or we become the guesser, we can enable or disable the user interaction with is user interaction enabled. Let me remove the ink thing from there, line 19. But for now, we're not going to worry about that again. So to do handle various updates, I don't know, just something random. But one thing we will take care of is the canvas view tool, and we'll set this to eraser enabled, so we can check if the eraser is enabled. If it is, we can use the PK canvas view PK eraser tool, and then we'll make this a vector eraser tool. So it's like that magic eraser, that's what it's called. And then otherwise, we will just set it back to this PK inking tool, which I'll just copy and paste. Just quick and easy. Yeah. And then now, for a delegate, a struct can't actually be a delegate, so we need to actually create a class, in this case, called a coordinator. Coordinator, in other words, is just going to let us handle all these different things. It has to be of type NSObject, just as a prerequisite, and also a PK canvas view delegate. And we're also going to make this we're going to also give it the match manager property so we can actually send that data. And also an initializer. Swift does that for you automatically. I never knew that. Actually, I kind of knew that, but that's the first time I've actually had that be a useful thing. So that's cool. Anyways, we need to create a make coordinator function in our main drawing view. And then we can just type in coordinator. We don't even need a return keyword in this case. Like, we don't need to return our canvas view. We can just do coordinator. And then for match manager, we just pass in the same match manager. So for our canvas view delegate, let's in the make UI view, make this, set the delegate to the context.coordinator, and that's where we can access the coordinator. Inside our coordinator, we need to do, what's the function again? Canvas view drawing did change. We're gonna do nothing for now. Just gonna do a to do set send the new drawing data. Okay, back to the menu view. Let's add in the drawing view finally. No, this is a menu. This is the menu view. My bad. Let's open up the game view, and we can drag or add in the drawing view. Cool. Match manager and eraser enabled. Oh wait, eraser enabled has to be a boolean, not a string. Let's set this to false. Again, my bad. Left that hanging for too long, so you might have been confused, so I apologize. Let's set the aspect ratio to 1. To 1. And then content mode will be .fit. So it'll just be a square. And then overlay, we want to overlay a rounded rectangle, which has, let me just space this out so it's easier to read. Rounded rectangle, corner radius 110, sorry. And then let me just close this right thing here. Dot stroke, and then I'm gonna set this to a black stroke with a line width of 10. Whew, okay, that's should be everything. Generic parameter v could not be inverted. Wait, stroke, maybe you have to get rid of this style black thing. It's just style black, that's it? Question mark? Also overlay doesn't need the content thing. Oh, that mysteriously fixes the issue. You know, Xcode errors can be quite mysterious sometimes. So yeah, I'm not gonna think too much about it, but hey, we have it fixed, so, you know. Now, time to add the eraser button. So we want this to be on the top right, so I need to actually add a V stack, then a Z, then a H stack. So we want a spacer from the bottom. We also want a H stack from the left, so that will be on the top right eventually. So if we are currently drawing, so we only really want it to be here when we're drawing. We want the eraser enabled. So we want a button where we can set the action to be eraser enabled toggle, so we can toggle the eraser enabled thing. And then for our label, image system name, and we'll set this to if the eraser is enabled, we have eraser.fill, otherwise just eraser. Cool. And we'll set the font to a title, just makes it a bit bigger. Foreground color, and color will make this the primary purple. This tutorial is actually getting quite long, so there's quite a lot to talk about here. For padding, we'll set top padding to 10, just so it's some spacing from the top. Currently it's not appearing because Match Manager currently drawing is false. Let's set this to true. Okay, oh, everything has disappeared. But you can see the eraser is there, and if I press it, it will toggle. Alright, let's fix up the rest of this because it is not liking it. Let's add some padding to our V stack actually, and our Z stack. No, actually we don't need a padding to our V stack, or Z stack, sorry. But what we do need is a new variable for our past guesses. This is where we can store all of our past guesses as a list. Make this some view, and jump straight into it, scroll view. Inside this, we're going to do a for each, which is essentially just a loop. So inside brackets, we need match manager.pastGuesses. Since it's already identifiable, Xcode won't scream at me and saying it's not identifiable. But I do need to pass in, we've got to grab a guess parameter, which is the individual guess, and we can put a HTAG to put in our text, which is the guess's message, font, title 2, and then bold is active, so that's if the guess is correct. If it isn't, it's not bolded. If our guess is correct, we can put in an image, system name, hand.thumbsup.fill, just a green thumbs up. You can put in our foreground color as match manager. If our match manager is currently drawn, we will have 2 different colors. I will actually just copy and paste these instead of making new things in the assets. It just makes it easier. Ooh, nope, I'm not printing this document. For the best. There you go. And not title.2, just title 2. Okay, cool. You can copy these down. It's just 2 different colors depending on whether you're drawing or not. Just makes it easier to read, I guess. Makes it look nice. So for the let's see, HTAG, we're going to set the frame and make max width infinity. This is so we can just stretch it out to bounds the edges of the screen. Single brackets, and set a padding of bottom to 1. Just a bit of padding for each bottom or consecutive guess. Cool. Time to fix up this past guesses. So under our HTAG where we have the currently drawing, let's put in our past guesses. And then let's see what else we need. For outside, I'm kind of just looking at this. This is a bit confusing. Oh wait, sorry, we need a Z stack. Oh, hold on. We need past guesses to be outside of this. It's just this gets a bit confusing with all the different things going on. This like everything being indented sideways. So then padding, we'll set this to be a horizontal padding of 30, and then ignore safe area, keyboard, edges, bottom. Let me just go back to past guesses and see if this is all correct. Oh wait, no, there's some other stuff that we need for the scroll view. I completely missed that. So let's add some padding, and let's check this issue. Expected, not dot edges, just edges. And then, so we need a frame to make this max width infinity. This is going to be a bit of a long video, come to think of it. I apologize. Background. Okay, and we also have some other custom colors. So let's just paste this in. There you go. You have the values here. So if we're currently drawing, we have this custom color. Otherwise, you just have primary yellow. And also, let's give this a let's wrap this in brackets. And then we'll make it so that we have a brightness of negative 0.2, makes it a bit darker, and a opacity of 0.5, just semi-transparent. Corner radius, we want a 20 corner radius. We also want a vertical padding, and we also want a bottom padding of 120 of 130. Just gives us some space for the bottom, I guess. What's it called? The bottom, like the text field and the prompt and stuff like that. Now this game view is taking forever to load, so I don't exactly know what's going on. I do know that my computer is very slow, so it will take a while. Okay. And then, so outside of this geometry reader, as far as I can tell, just making sure I have everything correct. Oh, we have this within a VStack. Ah, wait. Now I'm getting confused. No, wait, that seems right. Yeah, that seems right. Okay. All good. So, let's create another VStack. And we'll create a spacer. And then this will be our prompt group. So let's create a new variable. Prompt group. Oh, I misspelled spacer. Spacer, there you go. Prompt group, another sum view. I really want to see what. Let me just comment this out. I really want to figure out why this is not loading. I'll be back in a moment once I get it to load. Never mind. Don't cut. This is, yeah, okay. It's working. Oh, and also the background is broken because I need this to be draw.bg, not draw.bg for the image. There we go. Now it's looking fine. Oh, by the way, I can actually draw with the PencilKit, by the way. I can also... Oh, this is not working. Okay, I need to look into that. The eraser is not working, but we will address that. Actually, let's just address that now. Let's see what I did wrong. Oh, Xcode crashed. I'll be back in a second. All right, Xcode crashed, but I am back again. Yes, let's fix up the drawing view. Let's see if it's if there is anything that I can address. Make UI view. Let's see. I'm just comparing it with the test example just to see if there's anything I missed. It doesn't seem like it, so I'm gonna go back and test it again, because maybe it was just laggy or like there was an issue. Nope, it just doesn't work. Okay, we could always just focus on this like later on, so I think that's what I'll do. I think maybe it just doesn't work in previews, so let's ignore that for now. Okay, prompt group. Let's just go to a prompt group. This is just everything that's down below, and this should be sort of like the last bit, but we do have a bit to fill in. So start off VStack. Now we need an if statement whether or not we are currently drawing. So match manager.currently drawing. We'll have an else statement if we're not drawing yet, but currently we have it so that we're in the drawing view. So we'll have a label that says draw with a system image of !bubble.fill. Font title 2, and then bold, and then we'll have a foreground color of white. Let me add the prompt group down in this separate VStack. There you go. We have that sorted out, and we will also want some text. So match manager dot draw prompt dot, we'll make this uppercase just so it's very nice and exclamative. We'll make the font a large title, and then we'll make this bold, add a bit of a padding, and foreground color will be color, and depending on whether or not we are currently drawing, actually, no, because this will only appear if we are drawing, so this will be primary yellow. There we go. To test this, I'm actually going to go back to Match Manager, set a draw prompt to dishwasher. as a prompt, and it will appear, hopefully. There we go, dishwasher. Ooh, I just noticed the time, we're over the 30-minute mark. Okay. Hopefully I'm not boring you too much. For when we're not drawing, we'll ignore that for now. Let's do the sort of background and the nice little stuff. So we'll set the max width to infinity, so it stretches across to the sides. Infinity. Let's add a padding for both the we'll put an array bottom and horizontal edges, and we'll set this to 30. We'll also add a vertical padding, just an extra vertical padding, and also a background. In this case, this will be match manager dot currently drawing. If we are drawing, we will have two different colors, or depending on whether or not we're drawing. One of them is again a custom color. If you want, you can copy. Otherwise, we have a primary yellow, and we'll set the opacity to 0.3. Now you can see it's sort of like filling up the. It's kind of filling up this entire bottom space, which is a bit superficial. It's like too much. We don't really need it. So let's see. Prompt group. We will make a background. We will actually make, for this VStack, ignore the safe area, which is a container. So it's a container, not the keyboard. So it'll still be pushed by the keyboard. Actually, no, let's make this 0.5. Just a bit more opaque. And we'll also make this slightly darker than the background, so brightness, -0.2. Let's see if this looks a bit better. Okay, looking good, looking good. But I don't really like how it's too close to, how it's so close. How do I fix this? I am gonna just remove this bottom, this bottom padding. Let's see if it fixes things up. Okay, that's better. That's an improvement. Now, if we're not drawing, so let's remove this draw prompt placeholder. Currently drawing, set it to false. It'll reload, and then let's just start doing it while it loads. So we basically need something similar. So we need a draw. So just guess the drawing. Guess the drawing, which is, I think, the same system image. Yeah. Okay. And bold, title 2, and then we will set this foreground color to primary purple. Okay, cool. And then we'll have the spacers that's aligned towards left. Except it's gonna yell at me. Oh, right, because it needs to be color. Color, there we go. I think this might end up being a 40-minute mark, but I hope you don't mind. We're gonna add a H stack. Sorry, not a H stack, we're gonna add a button. This is a wrong type of button. We want, there we go. That's all we want. For the action, we will just do, oh, actually, no, we have a make guess function. We can just put that straight in. Whoops. Okay, cool. And for our label, we will do an image system name of chevron dot right dot circle dot fill. So it'll just be that right button. I'll only make it a bit bigger so you can see it better. For our fonts, we'll make it a system font of size 50. And then we will set the rendering mode to original, so we can actually just change to blue and not the actual arrow inside it. So we have a white arrow. We'll have a foreground color of primary purple. Cool. And that's looking good. We actually need to put this inside a H stack, so let's see if I can do. I did command click, embed in H stack. Well, the indenting's a bit whacked, but it's fine. And then we'll make a text field saying type your guess with the text binded to the drawing guess. Cool. Let's add a padding. We'll add a background. Make this a capsule background. Style, circular, fill, white. And also on submit, so if we press the return button, the return key on the keyboard, we will also make the guess. Okay, cool. Let me just, oh sorry, this should just be brackets, regular brackets, rounded brackets, and make guess without the parentheses. This is now saying something. So drawing guess. Let's see what is going on with drawing guess. Okay, there's a bit of an issue. Oh, sorry, text field. That's what we want. We want a text field, not text. Okay, cool. Fix that up. And everything looks good, except it is a bit close to the bottom now. Now that I come to think of it. Let's add a bottom, see if it fixes anything up. Okay, let's set match manager currently drawn to true and see if this does anything weird. I think we'll bear with it. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, cool. It's worked itself out. I'm gonna leave it be for now because, wow, 40 minutes. So thanks for sticking around if you have sticked around, which I assume you have. And in the next part, we're gonna work on the GameKit functionality, and that'll be the end of that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.